What is going on, everybody? It is Luke Beller with the Sideline Scoop, and today I figured we'd go over the Lions versus the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm going to give my prediction on this game, talk about some matchups, and then give my final score prediction near the end of this video. If you guys are new to this channel, I post mainly about the Packers, as you can see here, but I figured today we would go over this game versus the Lions and the Falcons. And so both of these teams so far this season haven't been great. Lions 2-3, Falcons 1-5. Falcons have had some tough games, you know, being up and then losing the game near the end. It's been tough to watch, I bet, especially if you're a Falcons fan. But when we take a look at both these defenses, pretty bad, if we're just being completely honest here. We take a look at the Falcons' pass defense, 30th in the NFL in efficiency. And so far they've allowed about 18 touchdowns, pass touchdowns overall. They've allowed about 114.1 passer rating per game and about 8.6 yards per attempt. And the Falcons have played guys like Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott, and Aaron Rodgers, so that probably, you know, fluctuates the numbers a little bit. But I still think this Falcons pass defense just isn't great. And so I think that Matthew Stafford coming in here, who is still a great quarterback, who still can play well. He's been pretty good this season. He hasn't been like crazy good. He hasn't been crazy bad. He's just sort of been a steady guy so far this year. And I expect this game for him to throw like 250 to 300 yards. And I did pick him up in fantasy this week because of this matchup he's facing. I have Lamar Jackson, but he's on a bye week, so I had to find some guy. Matthew Stafford seemed to be a good fit for me. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is. And also, this Lions team has lots of great weapons. Galladay, Marvin Jones. Also, DeAndre Swift has been great at running the ball. Last week, he had 14 carries, 116 yards, and 2 touchdowns. It may be tough for the Lions to run the ball against this defense because the Falcons are the 5th best defense when it comes to rush yards per game. They're only allowing 97.2. And honestly, I was sort of shocked about that, considering the Falcons are allowing 28. They're 28th in points allowed per game. I figured, their entire defense was bad, but apparently they've been good against the run. So you learn something new every day. But I expect the Lions to mainly focus on the pass this week against this Falcons defense. And then if we take a look at the other side of the ball, we have Matt Ryan, who is still a very, very good quarterback. And lots of people have been talking this week about maybe the Falcons are going to trade Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. I just don't see that happening. Maybe it will, but I honestly just don't see why that would happen. Because now with Julio back, this Falcons offense is, of course, a lot better. How could you not be better with Julio Jones back in our team? So last week, Matt Ryan went off 30 for 40, 471 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And Julio Jones had 8 receptions, 137 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And the thing is, too, with this Falcons offense, when Julio's on the field, now they have Calvin Ridley, great young player, who has 4th most receiving yards in the NFL up to this point. And so it's tough to stop this Falcons offense just because they have so many weapons when you got Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley. And then, of course, the Falcons do still have Todd Gurley, who hasn't been the guy I'd say that he once was on the Rams. Maybe that knee injury affected him. But he's still a great running back. And if we take a look at some of the games this year, he had a good game against the Bears, 14 carries, 80 yards, averaging 5.71 yards per attempt against that great Bears defense. Last week, not a great game. 20 attempts, 47 yards. But the week before that against the Panthers, he had 14 carries for 121 yards. And he does have 5 rushing touchdowns so far this year. So I still think that Todd Gurley has a lot in him, and I think it could be a game where he sort of breaks out, considering this Lions defense has been one of the worst in the NFL. Before last week, they'd allowed 170 points per game. Sorry, I meant 170 rush yards per game, not points. That would just be crazy. That doesn't make any sense. Which was worse in the NFL. And then last week, they had a great performance against James Robinson, who had been a great running back up to this point in the NFL, but they held him to like 29 yards. So who knows? Maybe the Lions have flipped a switch, and maybe their run defense is top 5 randomly out of nowhere. I don't think that's the case, but you never know. But I expect Todd Gurley to be able to pick up some yards against this Lions defense. So that's basically breaking down both sides of the ball for both of these teams. And so as you can see, I think it's going to be a shootout just because I think that these defenses just aren't great. And there's lots of talent on both sides of the offenses for this game. So my final prediction is going to be Falcons 38, Lions 34. I think that the Falcons are going to just barely pull it off against this Lions team. Who knows? It could go either way, but I think it is going to be a shootout. So that is my final score prediction for this game. But that's going to be all for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you smash the like button. And if you guys want to see some more NFL content in the future, feel free to subscribe to the channel. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great time watching this game on Sunday, and I'll see you guys on the next one.